وصحبه وسلم وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Assalamu alaikum, ISCJ board overseers and Imam Shibli. I apologize.
Are we streaming, Brother Arif?
There's something wrong. Let me just get the new link out. And Asad, put this in the WhatsApp groups. I'm going to paste it right now here. I don't know what happened, but have people do this one. Asad, you see this, right? In the chat. And I'll get this out again on Facebook and all that. I don't know what happened, but we are live now on YouTube.
Is it linked to us or linked to the community, Arif?
It's the new link is working. I see all of you in YouTube.
Okay. What do you mean the new link? So you want us to rerun
you
again?
Guys,
no,
yeah.
no,
why don't we get started? Why don't we start again, and then we'll follow through the questions through that new link.
No, I guess what I'm asking is the link that you sent, Sister Siddiqa. Is that Brother Arif talking about a new link for us or a new link for the community?
New link for the community.
Okay, so we're good. Okay.
Very good. We're good. Brother Arif, should we start from the top?
Yeah, start from the top just to be safe.
Okay,
yes,
sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My name is Siddiqa Pasi, and as the Chief Overseer of the ISCJ, I will be your host and facilitator for today's town hall. Inshallah, we will start with a short dua by Imam Shibli, and then we will move on to a short presentation by the board chairman, Brother Magdi Hagag, followed by a Q&A session where you will have an opportunity to ask questions and connect with the board on the call. Inshallah, without further ado, I'll pass it over to you, Imam, for our recitation and the dua.
One more time, thank you, sister, and may Allah bless you and bless our board of trustees and overseas and all the members of ISCJ. The best start with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Imam, with your permission, will recite Surah Al-Fatiha with the short dua and return the microphone back to the meeting, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. صدق الله العظيم. Let us pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless all the brothers and the sisters who are taking care about this meeting. Let us pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward all the founding members of ISCJ, include the recent group and board who are running the meeting. And may Allah bless all of them, inshallah ta'ala, include the brother and the sisters. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all the brothers, have the same concern to be with us in this meeting. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us to the right path as the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as-sirat al-mustaqim. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Jazakallah, Imam. We'll basically a couple of starting points for us to discuss. The program is being live streamed on the ISCJ YouTube channel, and you can use the chat function to submit your questions that you want to address to the board. The board president and the chairman will address the questions that come from you. We really want to hear from you, so please submit your questions. Inshallah, we're going to start with a quick intro of the board trustees and overseers who are on the call today. So you guys know the faces behind the meeting and the board who've been working very hard over the last year. So we'll start from the top of the hierarchy, and we'll go with Brother Muhammad Ashraf, President. Just wave and say salam to the group that's here. Next is Brother Magdi Hagag, the chairman of the board.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Next is the secretary of the board, Brother Muhammad Siddiqui.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Walaikum assalam. Next is the executive secretary, Sister Nicole Khan.
Alaikum, everybody.
Alaikum assalam.
Next, it's Brother Vasi Rahman, Board of Trustees. Then it's Brother Sharif Batat, Board of Trustees.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Then it's Dr. Heba, Board of Trustees. And then you've got Brother Board of Trustees.
Your voice is clipping, Sister Sadiqa.
Brother Asad, who are you on? Okay, I don't see Brother Asad. He'll join us shortly. Brother Abbas from the Board of Trustees, he could not make it, so we'll say hi to him virtually. And then my fellow Board of Overseers, Brother Arif Khan. And Brother Riyad Siddiqui.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Walaikum
assalam
assalam
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
All right, so let me just quickly share with you the agenda for today. We're going to have the following agenda. So we'll have the presentation from the ISCJ board team that will be done by Chairman Magdi Hagag. It's about 10 minutes, and then we're going to move over to the question and answer form. The questions are going to come in from the YouTube live channel, and myself and Brother Arif Khan will facilitate those questions, and we'll post it to the president and the chairman. Please keep the questions coming. And if you have any comments, feel free to let us know. I'm going to stop this presentation and turn it over to you, Brother Magdi, for your presentation.
جزاك الله خير صديقة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. My fellow Board of Trustees, brothers and sisters, my fellow Board of Overseers, brothers and sisters in the community at large. Eid Mubarak to you one more time, inshallah ta'ala. Been difficult time not to see each and every one of you, as I've made my remarks during the Laylat al-Qadr. Would love to embrace and hug and shake hands with each and every one of you. Inshallah ta'ala, that will happen very soon with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Board of Trustees have put together a slideshow here presentation, only about 10 minutes or so, inshallah. So I'm gonna walk you through it, and then inshallah ta'ala, we'll be able to field questions and answers. The last one we had, if you do remember, was face-to-face back in December 2019, 6 months ago. So alhamdulillah, we're not too far behind. The slideshow will consist of a few slides, inshallah ta'ala, a few key updates. We'll touch on masjid expansion, the master plan, financials, and the impact of COVID-19 on our financial situation. Quick briefing on the shutdown status and the board's vision for the reopening, inshallah ta'ala. And last, we will also touch base on the general body meeting that was supposed to happen back in April, if you do recall, April 19, and got postponed due to COVID-19 as well. Masjid Phase 2 expansion. Alhamdulillah, I would probably say, I'm not going to read word by word here for the sake of the time, but as you can see from the slideshow that, alhamdulillah, we're pretty much almost done. We actually passed the inspection by the township. Brother Ashraf and our engineers have applied for the TCO. The TCO is already under review, and the TCO, just for those of you who might be wondering, it's temporary, kind of the occupancy that we need to use the masjid. Without it, we cannot actually physically enter the new space. We anticipate that, inshallah ta'ala, to happen, inshallah, within the month of June, by or before the end of June, inshallah ta'ala. Hoping to have the space ready and to go, inshallah ta'ala, when we reopen, inshallah. Following up, these are just some of the beautiful photos that some of our board members have taken, just to bring you up to speed. As you can see from outside, alhamdulillah, a lot of the landscape and a lot of the, pavers and walkway and whatnot have been completed to comply with the ADA requirement. From the inside, you can see the beautiful chandelier that was installed. The carpet is in the way, inshallah ta'ala. And also this temporary wall, if you can see my cursor in there, that's coming down, inshallah, this Monday, tomorrow, or this week, inshallah ta'ala. These are the minor items that I said need to, once this is done, the full-blown no carpet will commence and will start, inshallah. This is our second floor that has a lot of the actually more of the administrative function offices. This is the beautiful senior citizen / youth lounge. It's a beautiful place, can hold almost up to 50 people in there. To the left side of it is the kitchen that goes with it. So there will be a lot of functionality upstairs, inshallah ta'ala. No prayers upstairs in the second floor, but it would be a lot of the admin stuff. This is one more shot from the back, looking toward our parking lot. If you're standing by this door, you'll be seeing the back parking lot, and you'll be seeing Mod 1 and Mod 2 that will also be going out very soon, inshallah ta'ala. We're working on a contract to kind of take those down. They really served their time way past due. This will be basically the exit. So you enter from Road 1 and you exit from the back area where toward the parking lot. That is the status of the phase 2 expansion. Moving so quickly to the, and I think I'm doing okay because I'm 5 minutes into the presentation, alhamdulillah, so I'm not going to have the thumbs up down from Sister Sadiq or the thumbs up. This is most of you have seen this master plan layout, alhamdulillah, many times before over the years. But just to refresh your memory, and also in case, alhamdulillah, we have no member that joined the ISCJ community or Nur al-Iman community in the last few months since December, I'm gonna go through it pretty quickly, inshallah ta'ala. And again, I'm gonna go from the top down toward Road 1. If you see my cursor here, this is a proposed 36 units of senior citizen housing, or I should say age restricted. We felt as a board of trustees over the years that we owe something to our founding member. We owe something to those who actually put their sweat and blood into this community. And it's very near and dear to my heart. It's a challenge, but inshallah ta'ala, we'll get there. Moving now north to south. Again, you see my cursor. This is the existing school building right now, phase 1 and phase 2. To the left of it is phase 3. Will be a minor modification there to add an additional 15 classrooms, basically 1 classroom at each grade. Moving south, this is the final layout of the parking lot. We will have, inshallah ta'ala, over almost 550 parking spots, which should be very sufficient for the community as a whole, not including the Syrian citizen housing. Syrian citizen housing has its own parking lot right behind the school in there, but the rest of the parking lot here will be a functional use or combined use by the school, by the masjid. And lastly, the sports facility right here. This is one of the main focus actually, because it serves so many functions for the community. It serves the community at large. It generates money for the ISCJ to help us in our operating budget. It also serves our full-time Islamic school as well as the weekend school. This is going to be, inshallah ta'ala, a project that would be kind of unique in the entire, not only Central Jersey, but it will be unique in the entire tri-state area. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us, get it complete. Last but not least, this where my cursor is, this is the phase 2 expansion of the masjid. So this is going on right now. The rest of the phases, phase 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is the renovation of the existing masjid, will also take place very soon, inshallah ta'ala. And all the way down here now, that's road 1. So I have the entrance to the school and the sports facility from here. We have the entrance right here to the masjid and the new parking lot. And we also obviously have the existing entrance and exits here on Promenade Boulevard. So alhamdulillah, we do have a very nice traffic circulation for our new facilities, inshallah ta'ala. Moving forward to slide 9, I only have about 40 slides to go and about 2 minutes to go. Where are we with the master plan? Alhamdulillah, we are at the final stage. We will have, inshallah ta'ala, especially with the sports facility, we already signed an LOI with an investor back in March, and draft agreement is underway, meaning final agreement. We expect, inshallah ta'ala, township approval for the entire master plan by this fall. Unfortunately, the final approval would have become reality in April, but due to the shutdown, we get delayed. So inshallah ta'ala, it will happen soon once the open will be first in their agenda. We expect, inshallah ta'ala, construction to start soon after, hopefully a few months right after the approval, 4 to 6 months, to allow for some final design for the sports facility, especially grand opening, inshallah ta'ala, maybe a year and a half from now, inshallah. Just a quick slide on financial, because it's very important to let you guys know. I'm not going to go through all those details, but I'm going to focus on the bottom table, which is right here. Last year in 2019, we have collected about $750,000 during Ramadan. This Ramadan, alhamdulillah, was a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, despite we couldn't see each other. But alhamdulillah, many of our board of trustees were extremely innovative. Our funding group was committee, were very innovative. Alhamdulillah, we were able to achieve $535,000 in comparing to $750 in 2019. That puts us in about a shortfall of about $200,000. Well, keep in mind, if you look to the right of your screen, our budget this year also increased by about $125,000 due to the opening or to allow for the cleaning and whatnot for the new masjid expansion. We can answer more question on this, inshallah ta'ala, as we move forward. Okay, the shutdown and the path forward. Again, I'm not going to read this word by word. Most of you knows when did we shut down, inshallah ta'ala. The better news is things are coming a little bit more positive and positive now. The board of trustees have not stopped thinking about how can we all get back. But more important than get it back, how can we all be safe and sound? It's not about just coming back. The board's concern is how can we get back, but we have to all be safe and sound and adhere to all the state CDC, OSHA requirement and the whole 9 yards. So inshallah ta'ala, we are working on it. These are just some milestones, inshallah ta'ala, in case you'll be asking questions, we'll do our best to answer. Quickly, general body meeting, and I think this is my last slide, inshallah ta'ala. I already touched on it. Our constitution doesn't allow general body meeting in virtual, but we're working on it with the Constitution Committee. We thought we'll try the town hall virtual first, and then we'll go from there. Inshallah ta'ala, very soon we'll be allowed to come back, and very soon, hopefully, we can have, with the help of Board of Overseers and the Constitution Committee guidance, we can have a meeting very soon. Some of you may wonder, so what happened to the budget? Well, we're moving along with the budget. The Constitution allow us as a Board of Trustees to have a resolution to move on with the new budget. It also allowed us to extend the terms of the three Board of Trustees who were supposed to be going out in April, extended them until we have a general body meeting. So the Board of Overseers, they're being extended until we have a new or face-to-face general body meeting, inshallah ta'ala. But per the Constitution, and that's my last bullet point in here, we are allowed to have general body meeting from now till December. We're not violating any Constitution requirement, inshallah ta'ala. And that would do it for me. I know I've run perhaps 2 minutes above, but I'll turn it back to Sister Siddiqa to field any question, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward each and every one of the Board of Trustees, Board of Overseers, every committee member who's working very hard, inshallah ta'ala. And more important, brothers and sisters, we'd love to see you all very soon, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward all of you, reward all of us. Eid Mubarak again. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah, Brother Magdi. Thank you for the overview of status of key initiatives at the masjid. I want to turn back to the audience and make sure that you are still watching us and submitting questions. We're encouraging you to submit your questions. So let me start off with some of the questions that I have in my mind. I know even though the mosque is shut down, we've got lots of interesting activities going on virtually, as well as some of the outreach that our Board of Trustees have been working on. So I'll turn it over to the folks who've been working on all the activities during the shutdown. Can you speak to a few of the things that has been initiated during the shutdown, and what's the response from the community that's local?
That's a great question, Sister Siddiqa. I'll ask Brother Ashraf to outline some of those activities that was done during Ramadan, also some of the drive-through for the food pantry and whatnot. And once Brother Ashraf is done, he can also ask some of the board members, inshallah ta'ala, to elaborate on their own activities, including even the virtual fundraising that we had, Ashraf Uncle and whatnot. So please take it from here.
During Ramadan and even before Ramadan, when we had the masjid shut down, as you know that there are three functions, very important functions that go at the masjid apart from regular prayers or the Jummah. Those functions are the weekend school and the lit program, which is the Learning Islam Together, done by Dr. Ahmad Muhammad, Quran Academy, which is done by Ahmad Ashur. The concern was that when we are shut down, the schools are shut down, the kids are at home, and how they can't come to the masjid. So immediately, the school, the Quran Academy, and Lit, they started doing the programs. And alhamdulillah, all the teachings or the classes which are happening on Saturday and Sunday sessions, they are being done online. And as I understand, all the parents are very happy with that process. During the month, and I think I will pass on to Brother Sharif and Brother Arif later on if they can put a light on it. And that was having programs every evening, which was the recitation of the Quran, because we couldn't do the Tarawih at the masjid. So we had Brother Noor. If you had the chance to visit the site or log into the site, to me, that 1 month was very, very inspiring where we heard the Quran recitation. And during the remaining days, or during the days or before the Isha prayer, there were some programs also going on, which I'm sure Brother Sharif or Brother Arif can the description. But as far as we are concerned, I think, as you know, the masjid is shut down. But most of the functions are still going on. The checks that have to be sent out, the vendors who are supplying different products, the cleaning, of course, is limited, but where the office is used by our administrator or his functions, they are still going on. But alhamdulillah, things look very bright, and we hope, inshallah, that when the epidemic goes away, we'll have even before that, hopefully as we get the permission to open the masjid, we will. We are thinking, and we are very close to starting some prayers in the parking lot if everything goes right. But before I finish, I will definitely just giving a few words that ISCJ is a member of the New Jersey Interfaith Coalition, and we strongly condemn the murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis police. This is a very heart-wrenching incident, and we feel that justice should be done, and people who killed George Floyd, they should be get the appropriate punishment. And thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. So we've got a couple of questions that are flying in from the chat, and this is something that you alluded to, Brother Magdi, in your presentation, but there's a question about timeline for the sports facility. When does it come online? How do you guys anticipate bringing that on from where we are today?
Okay, Assalamu alaikum once again, inshallah ta'ala. I'm not sure I want to share the slide again, but slide number 11 really talks about, I'm sorry, slide number 9. We are anticipating, inshallah ta'ala, to have it open in about a year and a half from now, the fall of 2021, or perhaps, I don't want to say the winter, but inshallah ta'ala, the fall of 21, which gives us about a year and a half from now.
That's great. That's an exciting development for the community. I'll ask Sister Nicole's been working on the food pantry and the efforts that's been going on for the past couple of weeks. Sister Nicole, can you comment on what you're seeing and the efforts that you and Brother Sharif have been putting together?
Yes. Hello, assalamu alaikum. So we have been working on trying to connect people that are within our area. It started out as Muslims, but we've been receiving a ton of non-Muslim people. But it's great because there's a ton of food insecurity that's happening around the central Jersey area, people losing their jobs or unable to make ends meet, and having this provision helps create stability in their lives. So that's what we're trying to see. So we opened the food pantry 2 weeks ago on Saturday between 12 and 2. So people drive into the ISCJ parking lot, pull up, volunteers will come out and drop a package, a box that we have put together. We had to source, food coming in bulk. We have volunteers on Friday that break it down in the Masjid NPR, and then Saturday we hand it out. So the first week we had about 30 cars that had come, 30 families were helped by our effort. And yesterday as well, we had similar, we saw a couple new people come, but we're trying to make connections with people. So we've been working hard, and I think the community is benefiting from it. People genuinely are grateful, and again, creating a positive connection with the ISCJ is our intent, and helping people. Inshallah, you know, we will have a better circumstance as we move forward through this time of uncertainty. Inshallah.
So if I may, I'd like to add something. So one of the things that that's important about the food pantry for the community to know is that we are using the Sadaqah funds, right? So many of you have donated over the years to the Sadaqah. This is to be distributed to, you know, Muslims and non-Muslims, you know, to assist them in any way we can. And the food pantry program is well funded. We are actually, you know, as Sister Nicole mentioned, we are, you know, creating connections and looking to find families in need. So actually, this is a challenge and a request to the community. If you know a family that has food insecurity, that is in need, that may be embarrassed to come to something like this, we can go to them, right? So our first few weeks, we're thinking about, you know, an exclusive drive-through operation. Well, it's not, doesn't have to be exclusive anymore. We could do both, right? So we can do a portion of it that's drive-through on Saturdays. And then if we have a list of families that are in need, we have volunteers that are willing to drive those boxes to them. And mashallah, people are stepping up. So what's really amazing and inspiring about this is that we are finding people are coming out from all over to volunteer. We have to turn people away, actually. And we're also trying to restrict the number of people that help us to maintain a safe environment. So there are different ways to help. If, again, as a community, if you know people that have needs, please let us know. Reach out to the board, email foodpantry@iscj.org, and we'll be happy to make those connections.
Yes, Sister Siddiqa, if I may also add, just we've also doing similar program from the Zakah exclusively with Sister Hiba to Muslim member of the community as well. Alhamdulillah, the Board of Trustees in our last meeting, in April meeting, have authorized 20% from Sadaqah and 20% from Zakat to kick off these two programs. So Alhamdulillah. I think Brother Sharif and Sister Nicola have elaborated well, but I just wanted to mention that there is also a similar one exclusively from the Zakah for the Muslim members of the community as well, inshallah ta'ala.
Jazakallah for that information.
In lieu of what Brother Magdi has said, the Zakah committee actually continued to provide Zakah for all the Zakah applicants with the minimum of paperwork during the pandemic to help the people unconditionally apply for the Zakah. So if anybody in the Muslim community needs any Zakah fund, the Zakah fund from $1,500 to $2,000, that's a considerable amount, and they can continue to reapply for the Zakah as well. As far as food for the Zakah and the food distribution, we waited for this effort because we would like to give the Zakah applicants as well who are needy and eligible for Zakah the freedom to buy any items of food that they want. So we're actually going to give also Zakah food cards where people can actually go buy their own food at their own choice and buy the toiletries and any other necessities that they may need. In addition to, of course, we want to collaborate, but we're waiting for the Sadaqah fund to finish their work. So the Zakah would kick in for also our Zakah applicants. So please, if you know any Zakah applicant who's needy and worthy of Zakah, please give them, let them know that they can contact us at the ISCJ, and inshallah we'll be able to process as much as we can and as soon as we can to help them in any way, shape, or form that we can. This is the most important function for the ISCJ, and I would like to again assure everyone that this is open for everyone in our community, in our Muslim community as well. Thank you, Jazakumullah khair, and please continue to help us with this effort because We don't want to discourage anyone, and there is no shame in this. This is their right by Allah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah. Thank you for all the hard work you guys are doing on this effort. There's a question regarding the expansion, masjid expansion. So what is the next phase of the masjid expansion and what's the timeline? So do you want to take that question?
Uncle Ashraf, you want to take that or you want me to take it?
Yeah, I can do this. I think this is a very interesting and important question. But there's a factor that I want to mention, that to make this masjid fully expanded, we have to comply with the local township requirements, which is that we have to have a retention pond, we have to have roads, we have to have trees planted on the site, parking lots, new parking lot. The existing parking lot is not in a good condition. So there are considerable costs that are involved with those items. So when we say what will be the next masjid expansion, if I had the money, we will start with the front of the masjid on Route 1, which is the extension of the offices, Imam's office. It will be located from the existing location and come towards the Route 1. That will be my priority to go with that one. And I think you all will agree that that will give the more space, and then go towards the south or east. The existing offices will be removed. Then the sister areas is the one that comes next, which is now currently the men's area. That will be improved. The ceiling, the walls, the carpeting is coming in this phase, so that's not an issue. And then ultimately come to the multi-purpose room, which we want to make a banquet hall, our multi-purpose meeting, quasi the banquet hall. And there are a couple of rooms for the nursery and the children, child care there. Not the child care per se, but when in Ramadan or in different meetings, when sisters come in, they can drop off their children or they can stay with them. So there will be a room there along with the kitchen that, and there will be bathrooms for the kids as well as the elders. So we will work, inshallah, and see what is the best way, how we can use the funds which are available, or we will be asking you to provide. I will add it here that I think one of the slides which Brother Magdi showed, I think is 9 or 10, which shows what we collected during month of Ramadan. The $535,000 that we collected, that is not necessarily a money that can be used entirely in operation or in expansion. That money includes the zakah, the endowment fund, and the sadaqah, the money came in. Actually, the donation which is usable for the masjid is only like $225,000, something like this. So during Ramadan, we are comparing to 2019, we are about $215,000 short. And that causes the concern to me that we have to do a lot of things for the construction right now. My understanding is from Brother Magdi that it may cost like $2.5 million to do all those things which to comply with the township requirements. That's a large undertaking. So whoever is listening, it's not Ramadan is not the end of the fundraising. We need a lot of revenue, the money or the donations coming in to go and do the site preparation, not preparation, but actually is development. And then concurrent with that, start the phase third, which I'm saying still that it will be towards the Route 1 that will have the library, it has the offices, Imam's office, and a couple of other offices that can be used for the meeting and as well. So inshallah, when we meet next time or in between, we'll be issuing a communique telling you that how we want to proceed with the construction of the site, the development of the site, as well as plantings that if you have attended the township meetings, we have some neighbors who are complaining, and that's a concern to us as well. Some of their needs or requirements are reasonable, and others are entirely a wish list that they want to impose on us. And inshallah, we'll be taking the action appropriately. Very soon, I think the planting should begin, because that's the major concern to the people who live on Richard Road. And we can see that we had promised them that since we took many trees away, we will replace them with the new trees. So inshallah, that will be also in the works to make this site more pleasing to ourselves, to the neighbors, and the visitors as well. Thank you very much.
Just a follow-up question, Brother Ashraf, with the sports facility development and the expansion, would they be going on in parallel, or are we going to do them sequentially?
We had a meeting with pardon me?
Go ahead, Brother Ashraf.
Somebody saying? Yeah.
Go
We
ahead.
had a meeting with the person who is responsible, Brother Farouk, who is the contractor or developer for the sports facility. Like us, he has concerns. Concern is that you have, when there is uncertainty about the financials of the country, it affects everybody. He is a developer and he's also a investor. And it comes to mind that if I come to you saying this, I need $200,000 from you as investor into my project, you will have second thoughts, that, I don't know. So these are concerns which are coming to us right now and to him as well. But we are dedicated, he's committed, we are committed. We want to do this, he wants to do this. And we are going to lay down a couple of new milestones in consideration of his difficulty as well as ours. And we are hoping that this project doesn't slip longer than what it should be. We are looking at different things. If we cannot build right away, we'll start preparing the drawings. That's the imminent thing that you have to do. So he's agreeable to that. He is going to start working on it. Maybe we'll have to, Brother Magdi, that you have to make the borings to make the foundations, to see what is underneath. So there will be work starting very soon to give him the information that's required for putting the foundations of the building or the design of the foundations. And then the building will go on this one. So we will be working with him. The lease is right now being reviewed by the Board of Trustees. We are hoping that within the next 3 or 4 days, the lease will go to him for review. That lease is basically an extension of the LOI. It has all the necessary functions in it, but is in more detail. So inshallah, with the next a month or so, we'll be active. We'll be talking to him and his investors and see how we can expedite this and continue this project, inshallah. Now, specifically to the question, yes, both the things can go together. The invested money coming from, because we are not spending money on the what do you call it, the sports facility. That's entirely the contractor or the builder and his investors. If you look at the list, we have only like $600,000 in the masjid expansion. With this money, I think we can do one of the phases, which is the third phase or the fourth phase. But if we have to spend $2 or $3 million on the site development, then becomes a kind of a review ourselves to see how we want to, whether we want to go parallel with the site development, with the masjid construction or expansion. So I think the board should be looking into this one within the next month or so to see how we want to allocate the funds and what will be our priority as far as the site development and the masjid expansion is concerned. I'm finished.
Thank you. I appreciate that response. I know the COVID-19 has injected a lot of uncertainty, and so these kind of large capital projects require reconsideration on several fronts. So we know you have a very hard set of decisions to make. So I appreciate that insight. I'm going to turn it over to Brother Vasi. Perhaps you can speak a little bit about the endowment activities and funds and what the status of it is.
So, Assalamu alaikum, ISCJ community. With respect to endowment, as you know, before the COVID related market downturn started, say in late February or so, our balances in endowment were about $600,000 in the general purpose endowment that is held in our investment account, in our mutual funds, as well as cash that's held in the ISCJ title accounts, as well as about $200,000 to $250,000 held in Riyadh Family Endowment Fund. So that was a status before the COVID crisis began here. So as of now, the market took a downturn through March, but it has come back up significantly. So I don't know exactly how much it took, but it's a little bit less than the numbers I stated in the beginning. So we are probably in the range of 750 to 850 right now, if you combine the two endowments we have, general purpose and the Riyadh Family Endowment Fund. So with respect to activities, we are frozen. We have not done anything in terms of fundraising for endowment. We had planned a fundraising in April and we had to cancel that due to COVID situation. But once things begin to come back, we will go back on track to start collecting money for endowment. But in the event that we held last year, where we were seeking a trust-based donations from investors in the community, where they would invest money, but the returns from that would be actually benefiting the ISCJ endowment. We had that event. We had two or three investors to help endowment. I believe that's going well. I think, yeah, that's all I can say at the moment.
Great, thank you for the update. I appreciate that. We've got maybe a couple of more minutes, so I'll ask quick hitters. There's some concerns about parking lots and the damage on the parking lots. What are we doing to remedy that situation?
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, brothers and sisters, I think Brother Ashraf have covered this well. The reality is, just speaking as an engineer now, not necessarily as a Board of Trustees chair or member, the parking lot is shut. And like Brother Ashraf covered it extremely well, the board will have some decisions to make, not only to remedy the parking lot and its, and its situation and the way it looks like now, but also to accommodate other, like the sports facility and whatnot. The masjid expansion itself, And that's why in my presentation, I used the word temporary CO, not final, because the township is not going to give you final to use the entire ISCJ facility or message facility without complying with the parking lot requirements. So inshallah ta'ala, we've already, like Brother Ashraf said, we've already have post estimate from different contractor to try to see, okay, with the $650,000 that we have as of April 30th, and looking at the numbers that Brother Ashraf was talking about, that Brother Abbas actually, our treasurer, provided for Ramadan, we've added about another $51,000. So let's say we have 700K available right now. The board will have to make a decision in terms of what is the best use of them. Parking lot will be on the top of that list. So inshallah ta'ala, the board of trustees is working in a very, very detailed way to take care of the parking lot, all the drainage issues that we have, and so on and so forth. But again, I will repeat the appeal that Brother Ashraf just did. If you guys want us to build the entire camp, let's come up with $5, $6, $7 million, and we'll show you a lot of damage. I mean, a lot of improvement, not damage. You'll see a lot of bulldozers, backhoe, beaver machine, you know, the whole 9 yards, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Brother Magdi. Brother Vasi, you had one more item.
Yes, just I wanted to say, those of you that are watching this program and not familiar with Endowment, Endowment is set up in ISCJ to help a fund to bring in revenues to help with operational budgets, right? So it's a work of ISCJ. So the funds that you donate to ISCJ are invested, and only the returns from the investment, only on the portions of those investments, returns would be spent in the for operations. So it is really to help with our operational budget. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Sister Sadiqa, if you don't mind, Sister Sadiqa,
sure.
If you don't mind, I have one more thing to suggest. And that will be again a board and the endowment committee decision. But it comes to my mind that when we begin the construction of the sports facility, if it is not a conflict of interest, we might invest money into that project itself. Not that we are only the owners of the land, but when we could become investors in the construction of that building as well, and the returns could be double dipping. We will be getting the rent plus the from the revenue from the investment into the endowment fund. So we should start looking into those things, you know, how we can utilize our funds which we have there, inshallah.
Inshallah, that's a great point. Just to keep up with our commitment to keep this town hall under an hour, we're going to wrap things up. So what I will do is just kind of do a wrap up, and then our Imam is going to do a closeout dua. So jazakallah to all the members of the Board of Trustees and overseers for the time and dedication to the community. Alhamdulillah, thank you for the privilege of your time today. We pray that your family has continued health and safety. And inshallah, we look forward to seeing all of you at the masjid in person soon enough. So let's pray that that happens and we have the ability to see each other. Imam, if you take it away with a closing dua.
Sadiqa, before Imam comes in, one more thing comes to my mind, Brother Hamid, just one more minute. We need a lot of volunteers. We need a lot of volunteers. Our existing volunteers are fantastic, but they're getting tired. They are burning out. So my request to you is, in the Zakah committee, in the school committee, in endowment, we need a lot of dedicated people who can spend time. So whoever is listening, please, whatever qualifications you have, write up and become a part of the society, because it's your masjid, it's your premises. The more you know about it, the more you help there, you will get a satisfaction. Your children will get an incentive to get involved. So please, whatever you can do to be a part of this process, do that, please. Thank you very much.
I also want to add to Brother Ashraf another appeal. Reach out to us, please. Tell us what's in your mind, especially with COVID-19. We're not geniuses. I would like to think we are in the board of trustees, but no, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of professionals out there. There's a lot of doctors, there's a lot of nurses who has been in the front line, knowing exactly how this pandemic took place and how it worked out and I'm pretty sure a lot of you as a professional in your field, writing together a playbook for your office or your organization on how to come back. If you have ideas for us, email it to the Board of Trustees at ISCJ.org, Brother Ashraf, myself, or anybody. Let us know how can we all come back, inshallah ta'ala, while ensuring our safety and our well-being of our community, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah, Brother Magdi. Imam, it's your
Yes.
turn.
Assalamu alaikum one more time.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh.
Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah ta'ala, before the dua, I like to say shukran to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to all of you, and especially to Brother Arif. I have two Arif Khan and Arif Patel. By making the ISCJ is a life masjid during the whole month of Ramadan and before the month of Ramadan, by putting all those programs on the air to let the people know what we're doing through the media from their houses. Second, ISCJ became a serious and members in CJ, Central Masajid, Central Jersey Masajid. Through those masajid, we did a lot of activity, alhamdulillah, to benefit the society from the religious point of view, not logistic point of view. And finally, if we allow this program to die after Ramadan, we don't have enough grave in the cemetery to bury this program. My request to Brother Arif and to Brother Zija and to all the brother abroad, the Central Jersey Masajid alive, don't stop this program because the community are benefit from it, inshallah. With this, let me recite Surah Al-Asr with all of you as a committee, as a board member of the board of ISCJ, the chairman, the president, every member, include you, sister, with your group, as we call it, the overseers. May Allah reward you. And we conclude the meeting with the Surah Al-Asr, inshallah ta'ala. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صدق الله العظيم. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, everybody. This is the board signing off.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Wa alaikum assalam.
Barakallah khair, Sister Siddiqa, and all of you guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.